Do you know what the most abundant element in the universe is? We'll give you a hint. The answer's right over my shoulder. It's hydrogen. It makes up 3/4 of the entire mass of the universe. That's fair to say there's a lot of it. It makes sense then that we should consider it as a fuel source for our vehicles. Yet not every automaker is doing that. A few are though. Case in point, this is the Toyota Mirai, and it's the first fuel cell powered vehicle that you can purchase and own for yourself. Now, other automakers have produced fuel cell vehicles, but those have always been leased machines that wind up being company property. There's the Mercedes F-Cell, there's the Hyundai Tucson fuel cell vehicle, there's the Honda Clarity. This is the one that you can buy, spend around $60,000, and you can put this in your garage, and you own it, it's yours. And it's interesting looking. It's basically like a Toyota Prius went to West Coast Customs and got a neat looking body kit. It's not easy on the eyes, it's kind of ugly. But it's also kind of futuristic, and that works in its favor. You've got 215 series Michelin primacies that you'd expect to find on something like this. Up front, you've got a big, low alien grille with some daytime running lights. You've got these big lighting elements here. So there are elements of it that look futuristic, but overall, it's kind of ugly. So how does this all work? It's basically like a giant EV, but we're not recharging everything with electricity. We're using hydrogen to fuel this car. That hydrogen is stored in 2 carbon fiber high pressure fuel tanks, and you make up the fuel cell stacks. It feeds an AC synchronous electric motor, and it's good for just over 150 horsepower and just under 250 pound-feet of torque, and it sends power to the front wheels by way of a single speed transmission. So you've driven your Mirai around and the fuel gauge is reading a little bit low. That means you're gonna have to find a hydrogen filling station. You would think it would be easy. Here in Southern California, it actually is decently easy. We have around 20 stations, I believe, in California. Nationally though, 31 total. That's it. They cost around $1 million to $2 million to build. That's before you get into the potential zoning issues, before you're even allowed to apply for the permit. So don't expect the infrastructure to catch up anytime soon. So if you really want this technology in your garage, you should probably move to Southern California. And then you come to this and you see H35 and H70. This isn't 93, 87 octane. These are different pressure levels. This is 350 bar, this is 700 bar. They're different pressure levels. To get the hydrogen into the tanks, we're talking about 10,000 PSI of pressure. That's a little bit more than you're used to with your old fuel pump. These connectors are aircraft grade connections to ensure that you don't blow stuff apart, not with the hydrogen, but based on the pressure that the hydrogen is being pushed into the car. So this is different. So if you like the Mirai, you've already made the compromise that you're going to live with the lack of fueling stations. Another compromise is the fact that this is not a 5-seater, it's a 4-seater. Now, legroom is decent for how tight this car is, and this seat is set for me, who is 6'3", and I can still fit back here because of the scallop cutouts of the seat. It's not super comfortable, but the seat itself isn't bad, and it's heated back here, which is kind of nice. Headroom is a bit of an issue. If you're taller than me, you've got no chance. But it's not a terrible place to sit. Just remember, 4 seats, not 5 seats. So sitting in the front seat, where you're actually going to drive the car, the Mirai is actually kind of interesting. It's almost like a Prius concept vehicle, and that's kind of cool. The stark, glossy black finish against the matte finish, this not quite carbon fiber, but almost digital looking trim pieces are kind of neat. There's still some familiar Toyota buttons and stuff like that, but they're pushed just a little bit forward into the future, which makes sense for a vehicle like this. Now, most important though, for someone like me, is how it's gonna drive, because electric vehicles, which, as much as I hate to say it, I don't really hate to say it, but they are the way of the future. We are going to move to electric vehicles, and I'm a gas burning, tire spinning jerk, but I still know that EVs are the way of the future, and the current crop of EVs are pretty good. Plus, all of that torque from down low is pretty exciting. So does that translate to fuel cell driving? So first impressions right off the bat. It's like a hybrid EV deal going on here. You've got that whir and that whine that you've come to expect from some EVs. Now, the steering is typical numbness, electronically boosted power steering. It snaps back to on center in this weird manner, but I'm not expecting a Lotus here. So it's fine for the application. You're only dealing with those 215 series Michelin Primacies anyways, which are for EVs and electric vehicles. Now, the brakes are very much familiar regen brakes. When you push on those, the initial press, there's not a lot of braking there. You have to really press through that to get to the actual braking, because that initial braking is kicking energy back into the system. Visibility is great. This is a huge forward windshield, even with modern, fatter A-pillars. You've got great forward visibility. These side windows extend a long way too, so you've got great visibility there as well. That's an unexpected benefit. The rear window is a little bit small, but not any smaller than any modern sedan you might find in this class, so that's pretty nice. Now, the center stack sits up nice and high, so you can easily read what's going on here, so I can see my Pearl Jam radio and my map, which I'm going to have to use to find other filling stations eventually. The range on this from a dead stop with a full tank is somewhere between 250 and 270 miles. That's fine. That's nothing crazy. That's better than most EVs out there. That's on par with some gas-burning vehicles. You know, modern cars these days are getting better and better range, especially the diesels, which those are dying off. But the range isn't what sells you on this. It's the endless supply of fuel and, you know, how little you need to fill the car up and those sorts of things. So this is a diversion from the green path, and it's an interesting one. I'm just not sure it's ready for consumer consumption just yet. I say that because there's only 31 places to fill this up across the country. There's a supercharger network out there for electric vehicles that can let you run across the country carefree, nearly carefree at this point. Here, you still have some genuine range anxiety concerns unless you just stick around Southern California or wherever one of those other stations is located. So what we have here is basically a more futuristic, more expensive Prius that's from the near future. And that's fine, and it's mildly interesting. It drives like a Prius. 0 to 60 takes you around 9.5 seconds. The top speed is 108 miles an hour, limited by drag. You get up to a point in the aerodynamics, just go, nope, we're done. So if you're interested in different fuel technologies that are out there, this car would be very interesting to you. If you're just looking for a commuter that you don't want to hurt the earth because the emissions here is water, there are better EV offerings out there for less money. Now you can get the tax credits on this, but still, some of the, like the Fiat 500e, if you just want something that is affordable and runs on electricity and batteries and electric motors, the Fiat 500e all day long. The Volkswagen e-Golf is a great alternative. I don't know, I'm just not seeing the draw here until we get a better infrastructure. Right now, fuel cell vehicles are extremely infrastructure limited, and I don't see that changing that soon.
We're good to go.
I see. And
All right. D for drive.
Oh,
And that's it.
easy.
It's going to be probably a very similar feel, I believe. You'll see.
It's just a bigger car.
Just bigger car, that's it. But all the same principles. in
It's
the car.
probably heavier too.
Yeah, it is. Perfect.
Seats are more comfortable.
Yes, lane watch camera.
It's a one motor, right? It's not a dual motor.
No one yet.
Okay.
It's only 174 hours, so yeah, one motor is enough. If you want, we can switch to the sport mode so you can see the differences. in
Oh,
driving.
okay. What was it in the eco mode?
It was just regular mode. We don't have any eco. It's going to be all standard mode
Okay.
or sport.
Which does what? Just
Sport,
peppier?
yeah, it'll be peppier, and you're gonna regenerate a bit harder as well. You feel that when the car's gonna regenerate, it's gonna be a harder brake. You'll see. Some more regen. How you guys doing? Do you guys have any questions about the car or anything, or you guys pretty much understood how the technology works?
He's pretty up on
So the fuel cell is a generator to charge a battery, or is it driving the wheels?
The fuel cell. Okay, so the fuel cell is what's gonna happen. Okay, I'm gonna show you right now. We're gonna do it right here. All right, so the HO2 right here, the hydrogen, it's going to the fuel cell, right? The fuel cell right now is gonna create energy, right? It's gonna create electricity, and the electricity is gonna go directly to the motor and generate the power we need to move the car.
There's not a huge battery in the car.
There's not a huge battery. The battery that we have in the car right now, it's pretty much running the accessories
Right.
on the car. Meaning it's gonna run your dash, all the accessories we have in the car.
But the AC is running off the fuel cell.
Yeah. We're gonna make a right turn here.
It's pimping.
It is.
Does it feel like your Leaf?
Yeah. Leaves pretty quick.
I know.
Well, yeah, it's a lighter car.
Yeah.
It's different. A smaller car, lighter car.
So this is still plug in too, like yours.
No, this car is no plug-in. This car is no plug-in. This car, the only thing you do is you need to go to a fuel station to refuel with hydrogen.
Okay.
So we have one tank here. The bigger tank is in the trunk, and we do have a secondary tank under the seat, and the battery pack is right there.
Like a 12-volt battery.
No, we do have. You need a 12-volt battery, but no, we have. I don't have the exact number on the size of the battery pack, but no, it's a pretty decent size of a battery pack.
For this stuff.
Oh yeah, for this stuff. Yeah, we still have to have a battery pack.
Right.
There's a keyhole here. Does the seat fold down?
I'm sorry.
There's a keyhole here.
Yeah.
Does that
No.
seat like fold?
We're gonna make a right turn here.
I wonder what that's for.
Perfect. Feel free to give it a good squeeze one more time if you wish.
I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, go ahead. Leave a gap if you want, and go for it. So, are you leasing your Leaf right now,
No,
or
I bought it.
you bought it? So you're just curious about the technology right now? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sold on electric cars. So.
It is. It's
For
you know
sure.
I think
I'll never
once
buy another regular car.
that's what people say. You know, once you have one, it's just the way the car drives too. You know, it's super comfy when you
Well,
think about
it's-
it. The direct drive feeling, it's amazing.
And maintenance is nil.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I've had it 5 years and I haven't spent. I changed the air filter out. That's the only money I've spent on the car.
Oh,
They do
man.
everything else they rotate the tires and everything for free. So.
What's that little hole in the middle between the vents?
We do have what do you call an ionizer in the car, right? All the cars have an ionizer, so that's part of the ionizer system.
Oh wow.
How many miles you got on your Leaf?
45,000. So, yep. I put an order on the new Tesla too, the 3.
Me
Which
too.
one?
No, the one they haven't made yet.
Oh, you talking? You get the $1,000
Yeah,
deposit?
yeah.
Yeah. Good luck on that one.
I test drove it.
Did you see what happened? They still. That's crazy.
Oh, it's not gonna.
They don't have the phone. I can't believe it. They don't have the phone to build the car.
The what?
The money. They don't have the phone. That's what they're saying right now.
Oh, well.
They're running out of juice. It's crazy.
Yeah, they have to have a bond issue or something.
Yeah. I mean, they took so much money out of everybody. When you think about it, they have. I don't remember how many people.
It's
So
like
many
it's
people.
$400 million.
Yeah,
Or something.
yeah, something like that.
It's huge.
What's that
But
little?
it's still not enough to build the car. That's what's crazy.
It looks like grapes, right there.
That's the ionizer sign.
Oh, I thought
That's,
it was
that's the
like.
little logo for the ionizer.
I thought wine would come out.
Yeah.
I test drove the when I was there, they let me test drive one. So.
The Model 3 you did?
No, the first one. You know,
The S.
The
The S, oh, okay.
Phenomenal car.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Just phenomenal.
I reserved a 3. I was number 78 in line at Pasadena.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like
Good luck.
You put the
Yeah.
money there. I don't mind. I'll wait.
Yeah.
I don't need a car right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they're gonna find a way. I think they did that so they can show the investors, so they can get more fun. Like, hey, look how many people are putting a deposit on that car.
Mm-hmm.
So now then we have those 400 millions. We need you to invest so we can build the car. All right.
Very nice.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mark?
Thank you. Yep.
There you go.
You like to drive?
Yes.
Here,
Here,
thank you.
There you are. Push all the way in. Then you squeeze that all the way to the throat box. Now it's locked in. There's a sensor in here. And there's a sensor in the vehicle. That's basically tells it that we're connected. Let's start things. And it'll automatically shut off. It's about a 3 to 5 minute fill up time. It's this. Yeah, and it'll get a little cold here. But other than that, everything is pretty quick and straightforward.